next session on operations research. In this session, we are going to discuss about the advantages and limitations of linear programming problem. Also, we will talk about the mathematical formulation of linear programming problem. Linear programming problem, LPP. A mathematical programming is an optimization technique by which the maximum or minimum value of a function is determined under certain conditions. Mathematical programming in which constraints are expressed as linear equalities or inequalities is called linear programming. So what we are talking about is mathematical programming. It is an optimization technique by which we will calculate either the maximum profit or say minimum loss in some cases of an organization, and you will find certain linear equations which will have equalities or inequalities in them. They will be called as constraints. There are three basic components essential for the development of LP theory. Decision variables, the variables in terms of which the problem is defined. So you can have decision variables like x1, x2 up to xn. Objective function z, a function which is to be maximized or minimized subjected to the given constraints or limitations. And third one is constraints. There are always certain limitations on the use of resources that limit the degree to which an objective can be achieved. These limitations are known as constraints or restrictions. Constraints must be represented as linear equalities or inequalities in terms of decision variables. So you can have certain equations over here. So when I talk about decision variables, there will be x1, x2 up to xn. Objective function z will be defined as c1x1 plus c2x2 up to n number of terms. And when I talk about constraints, you can have certain constraints with respect to decision variables up to a and xn. It could be less than or equal to b, and you can have more such equations for constraints. Every organization, big or small, wants to find the best allocation of resources in order to optimize the objective function. We can use linear programming only if the following conditions are satisfied. This is very important. Objective function should be very well defined. Objective function can be expressed as a linear function of the decision variables. That is what I wrote in the previous slide. That z will be written as c1x1 plus c2x2 up to n number of terms, where c stands for coefficient of the decision variable. There should be finite number of constraints and can be expressed as linear equalities or inequalities in terms of variables. And decision variables should be non-negative. This is highly important, that this value of x1, x2 up to n number of variables that you have taken, they all should be greater than equal to 0. They cannot be negative under any circumstances. Next, we'll talk about advantages and limitations of a linear programming problem. Linear programming methods are used in many fields, including business and industry, by almost all their departments such as production, marketing, finance, etc. Some of its advantages are it helps in attaining the optimum use of resources, that is, maximize profit and minimize cost. Improve the quality of decisions. This is a very important advantage of LPP, that it will help you improve the decisions that you take. It could be a very simple problem, like a bakery has to decide the number of cakes it has to make today based on the demand and supply over a period of time, say 10 days or last 15 days. Also, it has to make sure that if there is some occasion around, that there could be a sudden surge, or there is no occasion nearby such that there is no increase in demand altogether. So all these things have to be taken into picture when you are using the Monte Carlo method. That is what we are going to study. This is a simulation technique which is used for deciding the number of cakes that are to be made in a bakery. There are many more advantages. In spite of having many advantages in wide areas of applications, there are some limitations as well. Following are certain limitations of linear programming. We can apply linear programming method only if relationships are linear. This is very important, that when I was defining the constraints or the equation of z, you must have seen that they are all linear. If it is non-linear, then we cannot use this technique. While solving LPP, it is possible that we will get non-integral values even for those decision variables which have only integral values. So in that case, again, you cannot use LPP. Constraints in the linear programming methods are written assuming all parameters are known and should be constant. However, in real problems, sometimes there are neither known nor constant. So in that case, again, you cannot use LPP. Linear programming deals with the problems having single objective, whereas in real life there are many situations where we have to achieve multi-objectives. So this is certain limitations of the use of linear programming problem. Mathematical formulation of LPP. In our daily life, there are many real life situations where LP problems may arise, and for using LPP methods or techniques to find a solution of such situations, it becomes necessary to present the given word problem into mathematical form correctly. The steps of mathematical formulation of LPP are summarized as follows. Identify the decision variable of the given problem. So we need to first figure out how many decision variables are there. Say there are two of them. Formulate the objective function, which is to be maximized or minimized as a linear function of the decision variable. So say if I have to read the problem and I figure out that we have to maximize, so I'll write maximize z in terms of x1 and x2. So say the profit for making x1 is 5 rupees and for x2 it is 6. So I just have to write it in this way. Formulate the constraints and express them as linear inequalities or equalities in terms of decision variables. So I may have to write certain equations for the constraints based on the given data. Introduce non-negativity restriction, as negative values of the decision variables do not have any valid physical interpretation. So I have to definitely write at the end that x1 and x2 are greater than equal to 0. They cannot take negative values, because suppose if you are deciding that a company is making two products, x1 and x2, then obviously the products cannot be negative. They have to be positive. So that interpretation is also very important. So that's how you formulate an LPP, and in the next session we are going to discuss about the actual numericals that are the real life problems that we face. So with this I end the session. I hope you have understood the advantages, limitations of LPP, mathematical formulation of LPP. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.